segregated Chicago, which was really black land in the 50s and the 60s, if you won the dance contest, the prize was cash. I had a woman who owned a bar that lived down the street from her. She became my godmother. And my mother taught us that proverbial cautionary tale, thou should not steal. But Mrs. Wynn, she had a goblet of pennies on a dresser as I swept her floor. I would see a few pennies, right, on the floor, and I would pick because she said she could pick up any pennies, but man, that little precocious Scorpio girl was trying to knock that dresser over so all those pennies it was everyday form of resistance. But I'm saying all of that is that you never know who you are talking to. I thank God for the testimony, Prophetess Leslie, that you gave this morning, because you had the advantage that I didn't have coming up. I didn't have those mentors. I didn't have a husband on Wall Street. I didn't have the pedigree or foundation. Beyonce's Baygood, when she would do the black parades, she came on board. I brought my sister from Mali, who is over the Great Green Wall of Africa, who speaks all over the world. She came on board. I brought from the state of Alabama a black woman who was a country farmer so that she could talk to it. And I brought someone who was in technology, because we want to make sure that if you are at a starting point, you can accelerate based upon technology in your work. That is living with purpose. Did I benefit in her thinking? She knew health care. She envisioned a triage. She knew that they not only needed medical care, but what makes people sick is not access to food, so she wanted to have more area to grow her farming. So she came here, and she astonished the women who came from all over the world for that particular layoff. But there was one thing like me who I'm standing up here saying, but did she profit off of it? No. But this is when she came down to, I paid her for coming down to Washington, D.C. She people who were videotaping her, because God has given me the gift of a kind heart. Because God has given me the gift, right? I don't care if you drag me, I'm going with you, because unlike Moses, I try my best not to sin against God. Moses sinned against God when he was so upset because he had this highfalutin meeting with God and had the tablets, and he had spent all this time with the Lord, with our God, our Creator. And he went down and he saw the people, and they were dancing and they were caroling and they were worshiping an idol gods, and he broke the law because he didn't come down with love. And then God had to send him back up against the mountain. Like, God, I'm not a great secretary. Like, I didn't create all this to be a secretary, so now I'm going to have to do this again. And he went down, and for me, that was his sin. I said, God, please check me. The kids in America would say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I don't want to be reckless in my ministry. So I tell my young mentors to take me with you. But this is when God is good, too, as a boomer. As I aged and as I have accumulated some wealth, in my working with young women, I also invest in them. My gift closet in my home is products or services, as far as certificates are labeled for their services as gifts to other people, right? I was sharing with you